Okay, so can everyone hear me? Hopefully, thumbs up. So welcome to the Zoom tonight, everybody. I'm so excited for us to do this Tuesday evening and share some amazing transformation stories. The first incredible lady we have presenting tonight is Deb Schneider. You can see her husband beside her as well, and he'll be sharing later, but Deb's going to start us off tonight. And I've known Deb for almost, 9 years now. Didn't know her prior to RX. And she has been an incredible friend and mentor. Her and her husband are one of the top 10 in RX globally around the world. And she's got an incredible transformation story about how RX has changed her life. As well as her health. So Deb, I'd love you to share with us and take it away.
Well, thank you. Great to be on here. Can you hear me, Sloan?
Sure can.
Awesome. Great. All works well, technology. So welcome, everybody. Great pleasure to be on with you and my husband, Ken, tonight. We want to share a little bit about our transformation story. And someone that really cares about you sent you a message to be on this call tonight. So I'd love you to sit back and really relax and just be open, because for us, and because we're open-minded, this changed our life forever. And we want to tell you a little bit about that transformation. We're working. We were on the hamster wheel. We were doing what we thought was best. We met in the 80s, many, many years ago. Some of you weren't even born yet. But we met and we decided that we wanted Freedom 55. So in our 20s, we were looking ahead to have Freedom 55. And what did that look like? And in those days, they really talked about it. So we met with a financial planner. We sat down. We figured out what that looked like, what we needed to do that. And we invested all of our extra money into those investments so that our future could be really strong. We worked hard. We didn't always take vacations. We really did what we needed to. And as we got closer to 55 and we were in our 40s, we started to look at all that work we'd done and brought our head up for a minute to really take our head out of the sand and said, wow, it's not working. Where we're going is really not working. We went through all sorts of times of ups and downs in the stock market in the world, and things changed like they always do in a pattern. And we said, you know what? We really need to look at doing something different, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. And we were on the hamster wheel. We were really burnt out. We were working really long hours and really hard, and not getting to spend time with our family, our loved ones, or doing what we wanted. So when we got a call a little over 8.5 years ago, it changed our life forever. And it was about just one of our products, Skincerity. One of the owners of that company, Lonnie McKinney's on this call right now. And this product blew us away on the history of it, the power of it, and that we saw that the world's first breathable mask would be in everyone's home around the world. And if that was the case, would you agree that that would be a powerful investment? We saw the research, we met Lonnie, we met the owners, we saw the potential of this product, and we ran with it. And through that, we started to be able to go to bed, not worrying about our future, not worrying about our bills, not worrying about that. But the biggest side effect was it changed our skin. It absolutely changed everything about my skin on my face. I'd struggled with acne and scarring all my life. And so then I'd have a little patch of some itchy area on my arm, and I'd roll that too. And then Ken would steal my bottle. And then Ken would get his own bottle. And it started to change his skin completely. And we started to share with people how this amazing technology in a bottle could transform people's skin. So along this journey, we have a whole bunch of brands of products that are absolutely transforming people's health, their skin, but their wealth also. And so we're going to have a few people on here tonight really share their transformation stories, because we are a transformation company that is really the most incredible journey, and emotional journey also. So Sloan, I'd also like to bring on right now an amazing business partner, and you've got a picture of this amazing girl. This is Cabo Brenda. This is Cabo Brenda Thompson, who lives where a lot of Canadians would love to live right now, in Cabo, and she lives there year-round. Brenda, I would love you to share your transformation story.
Thank you, Debbie. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction. And Debbie, I just want to say, Debbie and Ken, how much I appreciate your leadership for all of us, for all of our teams in this company, and top 10 in the world, and you answer our texts like within 30 seconds. I mean, it's just amazing. So thank you both for all of your support. And thank you for inviting me here. I'm really excited to be here tonight. My name is Brenda Thompson, and my transformation story is financial. It's actually about the business. My husband and I are Canadian, and we had always been self-employed. We found ourselves in a position to retire when we were 42. And we followed one of our wildest, craziest dreams. We sold everything we owned, all of our businesses, our home, vehicles, toys, and we moved into an RV and traveled full-time for 3 years around Canada, USA, and Mexico. Our families thought that we had totally lost our marbles, but it was an amazing, amazing time. And it's how we fell in love with Mexico. At one point, we had friends in Cabo who kept saying to us, you know, this is where you want to be. Come to Cabo. We have Costco. We have Starbucks. The whole place is a beach. You're going to love it. And so we did. We came to visit them, and we literally never left. And we've been here in Los Cabos now for almost 8 years. Now, during that time of our traveling and getting settled into Cabo, we had an unhappy surprise. Something out of our control completely changed our life, and suddenly we weren't retired anymore. And we needed to find a way to reinvent ourselves. We looked at buying or starting a traditional business because that's what we knew how to do. And while we were looking at these options, it was through a series of events that I was introduced to network marketing. I'd never heard of network marketing before, so I had no preconceived ideas about it. My husband and I always stay open to new business models because we trust ourselves. We do our own research and we make our own decisions. And I could see right away the power of being able to duplicate our efforts into true residual income. And I could also see immediately that you want to be in a company that is in as many markets globally as possible, because that's job security. If one market is having a downturn, you have other markets to earn from. So my husband said to me, this could really be the thing that saves us, but on one condition, only if the product offering is something that has integrity for you. And the reason he said that was twofold. First, product quality and uniqueness is a critical part of the potential for success. And secondly, he said that for me personally. I have a long and complicated health history, which has left me really sensitive to chemicals in my food and on my skin and even in my environment. So I have literally spent decades researching and sourcing every single supplement and health product that I bring into my life. So of course, I did the same thing with our products. And I have to tell you, I was blown away. Debbie introduced Skincerity. Skincerity changed my skin forever. Our products, it's not only the quality, but the philosophy and the thoughtfulness behind them. And it truly is a dream for me to be involved in a company that I know has my back and has done the homework for me. So when I answered that product question for myself, I jumped in with both feet. And with the hard work of all of our teams, was able to replace our retirement income at the end of my first year in the business. And that's 6 years ago now. It's still the only income in our household. And this business has allowed us to continue our dream of running away from home. So when we get to this point, people are often thinking, okay, so maybe this is for me. this business, but what does that look like? This is a calm and considered decision to bring a business into your home and into your life, a business that serves your dreams. And when you partner with us, the first thing that we do is we have a business planning meeting. And that's where we work through a series of questions designed to help us understand you and what you want from this business. And together, we tailor it to your goals. We don't hang a one-size-fits-all business around your neck, because we're all different. We all come with our own unique story and our own very unique vision for our future. So maybe you're like me, where something changed and you need to reinvent yourself. Or maybe you realize that you're just not quite where you thought you'd be at this point in your life. And either way, you owe it to yourself to take a look at this and get your questions answered. And I just want to thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Brenda. I could listen to you all night. And you were someone that I never knew before, and because of this amazing business, one of my closest friends. And thank you so much. That was absolutely incredible.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Thanks. And so I get another amazing lady that I never knew before, that I love having in my life and are positive, impactful people. The amazing Sloan Fisher. Do you have your picture, Sloan? Oh, perfect. Sloan, that is absolutely amazing transformation. Tell us all about it.
Well, I won't leave it up too long because I have control. So thank you so much, Deb. And my story started 9 years ago, and it started with that same little bottle that Deb showed you earlier. Deb Schneider was actually the one that introduced me at her home. I always have a funny little story that she showed up in her little Lululemon outfit. And I thought, I want to do that. I want to go to work in my little Lululemon outfit, because I didn't want to have a job, an office job. I wasn't interested in that at all. What my background was is I had been a stay-at-home mom for 15 years, loved every minute of that. And then all of a sudden one day, my husband at the time came home and said, we're buying a franchise. And I said, well, I hope it's a dress store. And he says, no, it's a restaurant. It's actually a Mexican food restaurant. And I'm like, oh, yeehaw, right? I don't cook. I don't, you know. So anyway, we bought it, and I ended up running it, of course. And 5 years later, we sold that restaurant. We certainly didn't get back what we had put into it. And we ended up being in a financial distress, actually, afterwards, and ended up having to start all over. And I was in my late 40s at the time, and my husband ended up having a bad accident, and I became the sole income earner for our family. Now, thank goodness, Deb don't have a little bottle, but thank goodness that little bottle came into my life, because not only did I decide I needed another business, because I knew that in this small town of Vernon we live in, an average woman that's been a stay-at-home mom and ran a Mexican franchise is probably going to make about $15 an hour. And that was not going to bring back the financial loss that we had had. So I knew I needed another business, because what I believed is there needs to be no cap on my income. I get to decide and get to choose how much money I get paid. All right, so I needed something like that, but I had no idea what that would look like. I'd never heard of network marketing or a business like this ever. And when Deb introduced it to me, I just got really excited. I didn't have $500,000 to invest in another business. And this was a very, very low startup cost to get started. But the potential was going to be massive, and I could see it. I could see it in the product. I could see it in the vision of the company. I could see it in the founders as to what they'd done in the past. And I just knew, like I knew, that's Deb Schneider's favorite saying, that this was going to be it for me. So I rolled my skin one night. I had very bad acne my whole entire life. Never found a solution. And did it work in one night? No, of course not. I'd had it since I was 13. However, I did notice something working. My skin felt amazing. I knew it felt like someone had come in the middle of the night and given me a beautiful facial. and I knew that the product was working. I didn't have to do my research because it had already been done. I just needed to roll, which I continued to do. So that was my story with Skincerity, and my skin has never been as nice as it is today, my whole entire life. So that product was a game changer. And then we got involved with RX. And I had already been on a bit of a weight loss journey already, and I had lost a little bit of weight. But when we got introduced to Slender Eyes, I continued on the journey. And the picture that you saw, the before and after picture, I ended up hitting a total of a 34-pound weight loss. And you know what? I had never had a weight problem my whole life. I really hadn't. But in my 40s, the weight just kept creeping on. I don't know if it was just more wine than usual, just more traveling and more great food. But it just kept creeping up. And one day I got on the scale and I just freaked out. And I went, this has got to stop. And so what I did is I just did the program. I did what I was told, just like I did when Deb told me roll Skincerity every night. And the results were there. But you know what? It wasn't just the weight loss. What I love about what we have in our hands is it's about health. And when you get into your 50s, like I am, mid-50s, you know, you start wondering, do I have the energy that I want? Am I going to continue having it? Am I going to have the vitality? And what I love about the RX products is, yes, you get the opportunity to shed some pounds if that's what you're looking for. But even more importantly, you get to take incredible nutritional products that are top end, that actually work. I've been taking vitamins my whole entire life. But what I realized about this company is that these vitamins actually work, and they actually absorb into your system and do what they say they're going to do. So not only, like Deb said, we have a lot of a variety of products, and we're not going to go all into them tonight. But not only did these products change my life, but this business changed my life. It gave me more confidence in myself, which Deb will tell you I didn't have a lot of when I started. It's given me an opportunity to meet all these amazing people, friendships that I wouldn't have ever even imagined. I don't think I knew anybody prior on this call tonight before this company. And we get to have thousands of friends around the world, and we get to work together. And like Melanie McKinney always says, we get to pull the rope in the same direction. We're working together. So that's my little story, and thank you so much, Deb, for the opportunity to share tonight, and just excited about where we're going in the future.
Absolutely, the best is yet to come, because we're so excited about our health transformations, all of that. And yes, Sloan's absolutely right. We could talk 4 hours on just a couple of the products, but the person that invited you can really get you some of that information. But we wanted to tell you what they've done for us. So the next lady is an amazing woman that I met years ago, but she was a busy realtor. I was a busy person, and Shell Duggan is absolutely incredible. And I love doing this business with my good friend, Shell Duggan. So Shell, take it away. Look at those pictures.
Oh my, thanks, Deb. So my story is a little bit different. First of all, I've been involved now for about 6 years. And when I first got involved, I was selling real estate. So I worked 7 days a week, kind of that 24/7 hamster wheel. And I had made good money, but I had no time. So I spent my life working. I existed to work. And this opportunity was introduced to me for the second time about 3 years into my real estate career. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a listen, because I had seen what Ken and Deb had done. I had watched them for about 3 years. And when they sat down with me and showed me the business model, that's what did it for me. I saw the business side of it. I wasn't a product user. I'm a pretty simplistic girl. But it was the business model that intrigued me. And if I could work it in the nooks and crannies around my real estate business, then I would have that extra backup plan for when the winter months came and it was slow. And just if I wanted to step back, if I wanted to take a holiday, I could, right? And I would still have income coming in to pay those bills. Well, the long and short, 2.5 years later, I was able to step back from my real estate career. And what I say is, I got my life back. This opportunity really gave me my life back, eliminated a whole lot of stress from my life. And things just continued to blossom from there. I've had the opportunity to meet friends all around the world and travel. Australia, Mexico, my goodness, I have an extended family there because of this business now, which is really exciting. But my big transformation really came when we got a hold of our health and wellness. We developed and expanded into health and wellness last year, almost a year ago now. And my story is a little bit different because I didn't have a big weight loss story, but I have a significant health story to share with you. You see, for over 35 years, I've been bulimic. And so I've done a lot of years of damage to my body. My digestive system hadn't worked on its own for over 20 years. My metabolism was really messed up. Adrenal fatigue, which at the time I did not know that's what it was. I just was always exhausted and just thought that was because I lived such a busy life. Just really not healthy. However, a good solid immune system, because I rarely would get sick, but I wasn't at my best. I was dragging my butt out of bed every day. Anyways, when we acquired these health and wellness products, our homeopathic drops, I thought, I'm not sure what these are going to do for me, but I'll give it a try. And I was a little hesitant, skeptical at first. I'll be honest, I wasn't very diligent the first month, but after that, when I started to see some results, and it wasn't that I was losing weight at that point, I just started to see my shape change. And then we added in the shakes, our protein shakes, and that started to make a little bit of a difference for me. I started to feel a bit better. And then I think in my third month, some of our supplements and our Rejuvenex and Restore and Optimals, Restorix and our Optimals. And that was really the game changer for me. I've told many of you have heard this. I felt like I was having an out-of-body experience that first week I was on those products. And I think it was because my body was so starved for nutrition and just the potency of them. But here's a couple of the key things that really changed for me. Not only did my digestive not work, my metabolism, but I was addicted to sugar. Anything with sugar. Major sweet tooth, that's always what I would grab for. And the homeopathic drops changed that completely for me. Those cravings started to diminish. I no longer needed to have food in front of me. I was a big time grazer. So what I started to notice was I didn't want the sugar, but I was able to go for 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours without even thinking about food. And that's never happened. Pretty much every waking hour of my life has been consumed by the need to have food and just thinking about food. So when that started to happen, it was like this freeing feeling. That's what normal people must do. They don't think about food every hour of the day. And so it started to change my eating habits, all for the better. My digestive system, and I'm going to share this because with these Giving Greens here have made the biggest difference. My digestive started to work on its own, but when these came into our hands, it has done a complete 360 or 180, whatever you call it, for me. And let me tell you, it is a big deal when I have to go to the bathroom because that's never happened for me before. I didn't know what it was like to be normal. And it is a pretty big deal. And you just start to feel so much better. So for me, it has really been life-changing. I am healthier than I have ever been. I feel good. I'm not tired all the time. And I just really want people to know that there is better. It is possible to feel better. If I would have known I could feel this good years ago, well, let's just say I didn't have this opportunity years ago or these products, but I am forever grateful because it has totally changed my overall health and well-being. And can I just say one more thing? I need to share this. This is not one of our nutritional products. This is our amazing portable filtration water bottle. In November, I was on a 3-week trip in Egypt. There was 13 of us on the trip. I was the only one with this water bottle. They did provide us with bottled water, which I poured into this every day. We all ate at the same restaurants. We all drank that same bottled water, but I was the only one that did not have stomach issues and wasn't going to the pharmacy or running to the bathroom. So this is a definite must. I travel anywhere every day. This is also healthy for you because you are getting the best, cleanest, healthiest water out there. So, yeah, I just can't say enough.
Thank you, Shelley. It's really hard not to just go crazy and tell everybody about all the products, but we're trying to keep this under half an hour or so you can just hear what has happened in all of our lives. It's transformed, and to watch it is very emotional. Thank you, beautiful ladies. And I get to now just pass it to Ken, who's going to close it for the night. But Ken,
I got like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Look out.
Yeah, look out. Yeah. Well, there you go, people. You just heard Brenda Thompson, Sloan Fisher, Shelley Duggan, products, business. We're the transformation company. You just heard 3 wonderful ladies right there tell their story about what we're all about. And every bit of it is true because that's exactly what we are. So we're, and let's be honest, everybody out there is looking for a solution, or 97% of the people are, right? And, they're just looking for solutions like me and Debbie were looking for a solution 10 years ago, and we were just sick and tired of doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting results to get better, but they didn't, right? They just didn't. And when we got that phone call 10 years ago, that changed everything. So, and now from 10 years ago today, merging with RX, it's been a year now. Now our online store that was this big is now this big. So we just got a bigger online store, basically, is all we got. We got more products to choose from. Look what the products did for Shelley. Look what they did for Sloan and Brenda Thompson, right? So we just have a bigger online store now to choose from. Basically, that's all it is. And for every dollar you spend, that's another thing that wasn't brought up, was RX has travel. So every dollar you spend, dollar for dollar, goes into a travel fund to save you money on hotels and vacations and whatever and all that too. But that's, again, you can just go online, look at all that and get all the information you can on there. We can go on for 5 hours talking about that. So we're basically a solution company, right? So big question is where are you going to be in 5 years? It's a tough question, right? We can all bury our heads in the sand and go, that doesn't pertain to me, But seriously, where are you going to be in 5 years? We've been in this company now for 10, and it's gone by like that. I sometimes just shake my head that it's hard to believe that we've been in this company for 10 years, right? So that's a big question. Where are you going to be in 5 years if you keep doing what you're doing, right? That's a heavy one for a lot of people out there. And your health too. Where do you want to be with your health in 5 years? Or, we're not getting any younger, right? Things start to change. Health is a big thing. If you don't have your health, forget it. Doesn't matter how much money you have in the world. If you don't have your health, doesn't mean nothing, right? Look at all the people that, who's the star that just passed away, the guy from 90210, Luke Perry, 52 years old, had everything for him, had all the money in the world, had everything, but obviously he didn't have his health, did he? Look what happened to him, right? So these are the questions you got to answer. Where are you going to be in 5 years? Those are big, big questions. So you just got to get back to the person that brought you here. Get your questions answered. For me, it's basically a no-brainer. And maybe I'm biased because I've been in it for a while, but it just really basically is a no-brainer just to want to get into something to change your life and get started today. Not 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, a year, or 2 years down the road. You got to make that decision today, and let's get you going today, and let's get a plan for you today and get you going so you can start changing your life today. That's the big thing, not 2 years down the road. Who knows what's going to happen in 2 years, right? So let's get you started today. Get your questions answered, and let's get you going. Thank you, ladies. Sloan, Shell, Brenda, Debbie, all of you for being on here. This is big for all of you to be on here, right? That means you want something. So let's get you going and let's get to the top.
Looking forward to working with you.
You betcha.
Thanks a lot, everybody.